Welcome back to the Gin's Treasure. Today I want to show you a little project that I've been working on. Something that I just came up with a fun name for it. Call it the Monster Claw. And I'm about to show you what it looks like, and you'll totally understand why it has the appropriate name. This is the Monster Claw. And what it is, if you've seen some of my other videos, you've seen that I show you how to create a little bonsai tree, a wire wrap tree. And this one, I have the intention to create this into a little bit of a bigger bonsai tree. But it's completely consisted of recycled excess wire from past projects. Like, for example, I have over here, I have all these extra wires that I have clipped off, just collecting over time, and just kind of patiently. I mean, this is a time-consuming project, but it's a recycled project. So I like the idea of not letting anything go to waste, even the excess wires. One thing you can do is the earrings for the smaller clippings, but for something where you have these long strands of wire, well, that could be a lot of earrings, or you could turn it into a fun project, something like this. And so what you do is just one by one, you take the strands and just wrap it around. And you might want to be careful with your fingers because there's a lot of pokey wires in this. Perhaps you could wear gloves if you feel safer wearing gloves. Or just be careful, be mindful that this is a sharp object. And yeah, I just wanted to do a quick little intro to this monster project that I have going on, this Monster Claw. And if you'll notice, so I start by just poking it in. I poke this in through this little loop here. Really anywhere, there should be plenty of loops. And you just kind of wind it around the branches. And then eventually, when it's ready, which this Monster Claw is about ready, I will start to add non-recycled wires just to kind of finish and layer it so that it looks nice and beautiful and there's not all these pokey wires hanging out. It takes a lot of, it's very time consuming, but I definitely think it's well worth it once you have the finished product. And it's going to be a cool little coffee table centerpiece, or like a conversation starter for wherever you're showing it off in the room. Or it could be a nice little gift for somebody who might appreciate recycled goods, handmade goods, gifts. There's a lot of things that you could do with it, or you could just post it in your garden as, although maybe an indoor garden or something. I know that the copper will over time rust and turn black. As you can see, once a long time ago, these thicker strands were just as bright copper as this, but just over time have kind of rusted and oxidized. And it doesn't have to necessarily be copper wire that you use. And one thing, maybe you're wondering, well, it looks great, but how do you get started? Well, it starts with 2 wires. You just kind of crisscross them and start twisting in the middle. And then one by one, you just start adding more and more wires. And slowly but surely, you'll end up with your very own Monster Claw. All right, so you just keep weaving, and then you add another one, and then for these really skinny 24 gauge wires, I tend to keep them wrapped together. But say if you have something thicker like this, I don't know, maybe 16 gauge wire, that would be good for kind of the base, or what do they call this part of the tree? Not the stump, but I guess the body of the tree. And yeah, so this is my quilt project. This is probably about halfway through, and I can't wait to show you guys what it looks like when it's done. But in the meantime, just kind of showing you the work in progress. All right, thanks. Hey, one more thing before we officially go. I just wanted to show you, this is my junk wire box, where I do have a lot of old crystal pendants that either I didn't quite like the design, or they were not effective in the sense of keeping the crystal in place. Like for example, this one used to have a bulgy crystal, but I realized like this could bend easily and then the crystal could be released. And I just want to show you that this is the type of wire that I've been using. I mean, it's not all copper wire. Some of it's brass, some of it's even gold or silver, some of it's even steel. And I wanted to show you that to kind of clarify. That's why my monster claw looks so monstrous, is because there's a lot of, once you unravel these old wires, they tend to get a little jaggedy like that. But I kind of like that look because it reminds me of kind of the organic aesthetic of either branches or roots for the tree. So that's why my wire is so crazy looking. All right, with that, I bid you adieu until next time.